Speaking to Canvey Island manager Brad Wellmen following our 3-2 win at home to Barking. Brad, last time out here 2-0 up against Great Wakering, lost 3-2, quite the opposite today.
Yeah, it was. To be fair, when you go 2-0 down, you sort of look at the game, and I thought we was comfortable in the game, but we had good possession, and they were just hurting us with one long ball all the time. 6 or 7 times they got in the first half, and it was killing us for all the possession we had. We just couldn't break them down. I thought we created chances but didn't work the goalkeeper, and just sort of thought it was going to be one of them days, especially after we got in, spoke about half time, and we just couldn't work the keeper, and it was just frustrating for long periods, But thankfully, I felt that the switch of having the option now to bring Bradley Satch on off the bench, I thought that made us a little bit more of a physical threat up front and showed that we can play in a free, and obviously it paid off, and all 3 of the forwards scored the goals to go and win the game. So yeah, really pleased with the result, not so pleased with the way we sort of played and tried to execute the game.
It felt to me as though in the second half they maybe stepped off the gas a little bit. Maybe they thought they had the game won, and to be fair, we didn't put tons of pressure onto their goalkeeper until that final period. Did you think they shot themselves in the foot a little bit, or do you give the credit to our team for kind of making what happened?
I think I think they did step off the gas as well. We said it as a management group over there in the dugout. We felt that whilst we was on the ascendancy and on the front foot, they'd stepped off it a little bit as well. So, I don't know what was going through their sort of minds. I don't really know their players' sort of mental state. But, I definitely felt they did step off us. But, in terms of working the keeper, we turn too many opportunities down to cross the ball. We don't cross the ball enough. And we've spoke about that for months now, about, let's chuck games, balls into the box. We've done it against Whittam, beat them 6-0, scored 4 goals from crosses. So, why we don't do it with people like Price in there and now Satch in there. Quasi got a good header last week against Holbridge. We've got the talent in there, so we need to just stop turning down the crosses, because then that works the keeper, that works the back four, etc. So, I think that whilst we did get on the front foot, they did step off the gas for whatever reason, and maybe felt that they had enough defensively to hold on, because they've got an experienced back four who, to be fair to them, dealt with us quite well today, so...
You mentioned Bradley Satch. Obviously, we've not spoken since you brought him into the club. Got his first goal today, which is great, of a good assist by Matthew Price. Why have you brought Bradley Satch to the club? What do you think he offers us?
I just feel that it's, I've been speaking to Brad now. I spoke to him before Christmas. We tried to get him. He's more of a target centre forward, and I think that we needed a different option. We needed a plan B when things weren't going our way. As we're going into the second half of the season and we're playing teams for the second time, people are seeing Price and Quasi, they're seeing the goals they're scoring every week on social media, and they kind of like work out how to play against them. They want to get the ball in certain areas of the pitch and what their strengths are, and sometimes they're a little bit guilty of maybe not working the centre halves as much, and I think that Bradley Satch is a little bit more of a target player, and I think as you saw today, he comes in and sort of bullies the centre halves a little bit, makes them work harder, and then that makes them think about him and maybe offers up a bit of space for Price and Quasi. And what was pleasing for me today is seeing that they can actually play in a free, and all 3 of them scored. So that gives me a good sort of food for thought moving forward. But listen, we've won 4 on the spin now, 6 in 7, so there ain't many changes that need to happen in that group of players. So Brad's got to be patient, he knows that. But I just think it gives us a different dimension.
And our home record hasn't been amazing lately. We've done very well on the road. Home record's not been great. Not the best performance today, but 464 in attendance and a dramatic win, as dramatic a win as we're going to get, I imagine, or hopefully we will. I'm not sure I can take too many more of those. How positive is that, both in terms of the atmosphere in the dressing room to win a match like that, but then also how that feels from the kind of support coming off the terraces after such a dramatic win?
I think I've been saying all year, Glenn, that the support from the Yellow Army's been unbelievable, home and away. I put in my notes last night to Chris Smith that we need them over the last 16 games of this season, because they just drag us on, and I just feel that the more support we can get into this, we can go and do something special. We're an exciting team to watch, and when you get into that game, what was it, 2-0 in the 82nd minute, and then we end up winning that game 3-2. I mean, them fans are going to go home flabbergasted and be like, what have I just witnessed? But they're going to go home excited. They'll forget about the previous 83 minutes and say, yeah, but we could have done this, could have that. They'll go home excited that Canvey's trying to make some moves and do things right. And I think that there's no better fans in non-league for me. I mean, you know, I'm not just saying it's getting them on their sides. You know, they're good people. They're vocal. You know, and even today, you know, they were vocal for long periods of the game. And then, you know, to be fair, around 78 minutes, I didn't say they weren't quiet, but that penalty kind of lifted them again. And then all of a sudden, that's what dragged us on, because then they get going again, the players get going again. There's that belief, and you know, when we get in at the end of the game, it's the players are buzzing over it, like they're talking about. Do you see the atmosphere in the shed when we scored the third goal, and at the end of the game, and this and that, and the players have walked in that dressing room saying physically and mentally drained, because it shows something about our character to come back and get 3 goals in the last sort of 7 minutes. So that was great. But listen, I've said it all the way along. We're one. You know, we're all in it together. We're a family club. We're trying to get more and more kids out to the games, etc. And to get consistently, I mean, you'd know more than me. What's that average now? About 380, you know, for the season, and that's unbelievable with that noise. And people enjoy coming down and watching it, and just seeing the fans in the bar talk to me and that. So, listen. One in, all in. We've got 15 games left. We've got a ride to go on, and we're going to make it as exciting as possible. And I think the next 5 games are important. And then, you know, with 10 games left, let's see what we can do. And we'll get the fans on our side. They'll stay on our side, and we'll go and get promoted.
Thanks, Brad. Well done.
Cheers, Glenn. Thank you.